Hello. It's great to be here to talk to you today about the adversarial and the inquisitorial system. I have got a motto up there that coroners speak for the dead to protect the living. That's actually a motto that I have borrowed from the Canadian coroners in Ottawa, and I think it's got a nice combination of CSI and really encapsulating the role of the modern coroner, which is prevention, looking at prevention strategies. So this is intrinsically a very interesting topic. I'll try not to kill it off for you, so hopefully you'll find this rather stimulating. I thought we'd first of all have a look at the legal process, because I understand you're all fairly familiar with the adversarial process, and you can see on this table how unique the coronial process is. The Coroners Court is the only inquisitorial court that we have in Victoria. There are some similarities with the other systems, so civil and criminal cases are generally dealt with by way of the adversarial process, and you've heard from Gina talking about alternative dispute resolution, mediation, and Albert talking about arbitration. So the coronial process is inquisitorial. The criminal test is beyond reasonable doubt. The civil test is the balance of probabilities. That also applies in the Coroners Court, although we often refer to the Briginshaw gloss. And the Briginshaw gloss was Briginshaw was a High Court case from the 1930s, and basically it stands for the proposition that the graver the consequence of a particular finding, the more cogent the evidence needs to be in support of that finding. And a relevant application in the Coroners Court is where we're making findings in respect of suicide, and whether or not someone has had the intention to suicide. That's something a coroner requires very cogent evidence of before we'll be making that finding. And you can see that in a criminal case, the outcome is a guilty or not guilty for the person who's been charged. In a civil case, the remedy is usually who did what to whom, or who owes what to whom. You can see that in the Coroners Court, we are mandated by the legislation to identify or find the identity of the deceased, look at determine what their medical cause of death is, look at the circumstances of the death, and then look at what are the opportunities for prevention.